and Joe sit down to chat. New ideas spark, they can't be that. Podcast fun, fury so grand. Laughter flows, no need for a band. From life stories to wild speculations, each episode brings joy, makes you relaxations. Glaziar, Gambol, we're off to explore. Laugh and learn, our show is forever. Incredible theories, side by side. Joyful moments we'll never hide.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Glaziar Gambol podcast, back to talk about the final 3 episodes of Ironheart. Last week we talked about the first 3. Yeah, we're gonna talk Ironheart. See if we have the same opinion as what the general public seems to have, or maybe we have the same opinion as the loud people. Who knows? Last week we talked about how much we both actually enjoyed the show so far. We liked the acting, and we thought the actors themselves were great. But apparently,
the only thing I didn't like about it was the formatting of like how they released it, the release schedule.
Yeah,
but I mean, I understand you wanted to get it out kind of before Fantastic Four and have enough time to kind of rebuild the hype for Fantastic Four, which is kind of weird because like you had absolutely zero building the hype for Ironheart, but
yeah, very very strange there. Also, there was the I had the thought, but I lost it. But it was, you had meant, what was it? What did you say right at the beginning? God, all right, I lost it, but it was something along those same lines. Great.
The only issue I had with it was the format.
That's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of people were doing a watch party. They're gonna watch it one episode per week to see, and that they were gonna like rewatch it through, but everybody's gonna watch it live together.
Does that time out good?
I don't know. Maybe they're gonna do once a day, but I thought it was once a week.
If the second. The first was last week, so that means the first would be episode 2.
What are you trying to figure out?
3.
Like when it ends?
Yeah.
Are you trying to time it for something?
The 8th would, from Fantastic Four. The 8th would be episode 3. 15th would be episode 4. 22nd would be episode 5.
Yeah,
and then
you'd still
after Fantastic Four, it would be after Fantastic Four for the finale. So I don't know about that, but
I saw people were doing a watch party to do how would it feel to do what one after another. What would that release schedule have felt like? I agree. I would have liked one per week here because then it would have ended right up against Fantastic Four.
Would have ended right after Fantastic Four
if it started, but if the show released
a week earlier,
and then did the one by week.
Sure.
I feel like that would have been a good, but other than that, obviously there were some things that no show is perfect. We're not saying that the show is perfect. And to the people that commented last week, I couldn't believe it. Like, obviously not everybody has to enjoy this show. Nobody's saying you have to. If anything, the loud people all over the internet all have the same opinion as each other, that it's a horrible thing because it's a black female lead and that's what makes it bad, and there's a non-binary character and a lot of the characters have unlikable qualities. Well, it's almost like these people have never read a book. Like, a lot of the time when there's a good book, it's because the main character has really unlikable traits. Even like old Western movies, a lot of the time, like, the main character has really unlikable traits. Look at Batman. There's so many different characters that have really negative traits, but they are able to be. It makes them like kind of have a redeemable quality when everything else is good. It also, makes them feel more real. It goes with all those characters I mentioned with books, and that works with Ironheart. I would also agree, those very loud people, the one thing they have right is Riri has a lot of unlikable qualities. But
she definitely contradicts herself.
Right. And like a lot of good characters, they have bad qualities.
Right. I think the problem with Riri is that she doesn't believe in magic, but then she's straight up face punched with magic.
Right.
And then she's like, nah, no, it's like science.
Yeah, we talked
And
about
like,
that last week.
It's like, yeah, it's like, girl, come on. Like
you
you've
witnessed
seen Doctor
Namor.
Strange, right? Yeah, you've seen Doctor Strange. You've witnessed Namor. There's a guy floating with little feathers on his feet. Like, come on.
Mhm.
Like, it's there's more to this fantasy world that you're living in.
Right.
So yeah, it's not all just tech.
You existed
But-
when, you know Thanos existed, Loki. You've seen people using magic. It's ridiculous.
Odds are that half of her family got snapped too.
Right, exactly.
The odds are that there's no way. I mean,
science to
there's a
explain
way.
it.
There is a way. I mean, there's a way that her mom and stepdad and cousin and cousin's brother, like that,
It's possible.
or whatever. Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, someone had to be affected by the snap. So there's no way. But
Well, I think her biggest thing that makes her endearing is the fact that she's not perfect.
Sure.
Characters can't push plot lines forward without making mistakes. That's kind of how things work most of the time. And then they create solutions to the problem as well as their mistakes, which creates a whole new sense of experience for the viewer. It's obviously that's kind of getting into the nitty gritty or whatever, the basic breakdown of movies, which can be, or shows or stories, which can be boring for people. But there is nothing about these characters that make them unlikable that should make you hate them. And there's so much hate coming for this show that's actually very good. We liked the first 3 episodes. I think all these episodes 4, 5, and 6 better than all the first 3.
oh yeah, 5 and 6 were outstanding. I mean,
they were incredible. And
much like Daredevil Born Again, it seems like they kind of lay off the gas a little bit throughout the
Ease
show,
you in.
and then they come through.
Yeah.
Just come through with like the sucker punch at the end.
Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it, most of you that click this video that are listening right now are probably waiting till we say something so you can hate on it. But for those of you that are listening that haven't seen it, just a spoiler alert here. There's going to be some things. 3, 2, 1, great. So if Mephisto was released and then revealed in any other project, so many people would be talking about how it was one of the best reveals we've seen. This was on, like, I was talking to you. I think that this had a similar feel of, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy when they showed Thanos' face
right,
leaning back in his chair.
The non-Josh Brolin.
The non-Josh Brolin, that original, like, reveal.
Right.
That, to me, was like, oh, God, this is where we're going. And
I think
Mephisto felt the same way.
I think if Mephisto, which Mephisto was, I mean, Mephisto was straight up name dropped in Agatha all along.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would have been received as well because of all the hate that came with Agatha all along. Even though Agatha all along was really good too. So, yeah, and shocker, female led, character
is getting a lot of public hate.
Right.
But then when the reviews come in, they're incredibly good scores. Yeah, weird.
Right.
That's so weird. No, it's
bizarre.
The reveal of Mephisto almost overtook the show. It was like that.
Yeah,
cool.
I agree, dude. I mean, that's all I could think about at the end.
Right.
Like,
so there, we said the pacing we didn't like. There's unlikable qualities of the character involved. And Mephisto kind of overshadowed a show called Ironheart because it was that and that was crazy.
It was at the end. It was at the end, and it was very similar to how I felt with like Daredevil and She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Like Daredevil was just like stole the show, and that's fine. I mean, that can happen. You want these big reveals to like make sense.
Yeah, you want the impact. You'd almost rather it be that way than them feel like they did nothing.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, and with Red Hood, you weren't, or the Hood.
The Hood, yep. Red Hood is DC.
DC, yeah. With the Hood, you don't think of that as like a big villain, so you couldn't have the Hood be the only person that we talked about, the only villain we saw on the show. There had to be more. Like you didn't have to be familiar with the comics to realize the Hood is not a villain that we're supposed to be fearful of for multiple movie level projects.
Yeah, and I think the best part about this is that they did reveal the Hood, and they did tease the comic origin or the comic story of the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically, like we've said before, that the comic universe should be separate from the than the
the movies and shows
19999 universe. So I think that was a great switch
for sure
that they did. I think it's a great switch that they did, and I think that Marvel has this plethora of storylines to run with, and I actually think probably more on that later. But like, they took some of those storylines, and I think they're merging it into what Riri Williams' line is going forward.
Yeah,
and I think that's super cool too. I know we talked about that, just kind of brief text, but
absolutely,
that's cool too.
And it also, like most good projects, especially when it comes to the Marvel, they have to keep you on your edge. They have to keep you looking forward to the next thing. It left me with questions. Like, it left me with some things I was like, not sure what was necessarily real, because you've now introduced a second reality warping character. Or I guess technically this would be your third, with Scarlet Witch, Wiccan, and now Mephisto.
Oh, sure.
And soon with Reed Richards' son, we're gonna have a fourth. Yeah. We're gonna have a fourth character in the MCU that has existed, that can literally shape reality without a object like an Infinity Stone.
Right.
So you aren't 100% sure of what's going to be real. You have multiverse. You have reality warping. You have Skrulls. All this stuff.
You've got possibly the X-Men. You do have the X-Men. I mean, straight up Doomsday, you have the X-Men, and there's plethora of why is that the word today?
Plethora.
Tangent.
Don't
here,
touch my plethora. It's sensitive.
There's a meme. There's a meme in our Discord here, and it was like, say popsicles as like the Greek god, like a Greek god. Popsicles. I thought that was funny.
I like that as well.
Yeah, I read that and I was like, that's funny. Yeah. Anyway, and then you have the mutant universe coming in, and you don't know who exists in that universe either.
Yeah,
you don't know if there's a Scarlet Witch. You don't know if there's a Wiccan. You don't know if there's.
So I do have
whatever.
One question for you when they do bring in the X-Men.
Sure.
When Phoenix comes in,
right? Do we need to see her die?
Will she be a tank or a support or a DPS?
She's got to be a DPS, just like in Rival.
You think so? Oh,
you think so? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. I know nobody would really care about that sort of thing.
Yeah,
like,
you get a bunch
why
of
would one of the most destructive forces to ever exist in the MCU be a DPS? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Anyway, so Mephisto happened. There's the little details like his reflection being the demon form in the spoon that people went nuts over.
Awesome,
Sacha Baron Cohen being a comedy actor going straight villain is when people just kind of like go peep.
And he looked good.
He looked great. He changed his voice. Oh,
good. Yeah. He started with the American accent with when he first met Parker.
Mm-hmm.
He started with the American accent, and then like when he showed up, when he showed up later on, he's like straight back to like his natural.
He makes it. Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like his regular, if you want to say that, his tone that he would choose to be 90% of the time sounds like it'd be like the British.
I wonder if he did that on purpose with Parker to sway him.
Yeah, to make him.
And then
trust
he
him.
realized he didn't need to do that for Riri. Like Riri was kind of less.
He did it a little, I thought, but changed quicker.
Sure.
Went back quicker, like,
sure.
And because he even says like, aren't you a clever one? Like immediately.
Sure.
She figured that out real quick because she's supposed to be incredibly smart. He even says that she's uniquely gifted. This is the guy that has been existed since basically the dawn of time.
Right. Marvel's devil.
And obviously there's versions of him where he like kills the devil and becomes the new devil.
Yeah, and he knows who Dormammu is too.
And he laughs at how not powerful.
right.
Yeah.
So their time doesn't time doesn't affect the dark dimension where Dormammu is, so you could say Dormammu is ageless,
Right.
like he's existed for infinity, so for an infinite amount of time.
So,
So
but now we got
yeah,
a name drop of that of Dormammu as well,
right.
and we got a backstory, like an in-depth knowledge of the character Mephisto. We got to talk in the short bit of time he mentioned all the billionaires on the Forbes 100 list, the 13 kings and 2 popes.
Yeah,
He like
that
how
was another
involved he
question that
is.
opened up a can of worms: is who has he made a deal with before?
Because
We
on that
talked
Forbes
about this.
100,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to think that Tony Stark was on that list. You don't know if he was talking about a current Forbes list or not. You'd imagine Pepper Potts is on that list currently.
Sure.
Like currently, Pepper Potts would be on that list. Danny Rand, if he exists in the MCU, would be on that list.
Mm-hmm.
So
Bruce
yeah.
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, yeah, that's a good one.
Bruce Wayne in the Red Hood.
I can't think of Green Arrow. Green Arrow's rich too.
Yeah, like there's so many heroes that might have made a deal with Mephisto that we don't know.
Right.
So they were able to create that connection to everybody, like they were going to do with Kang. With the combination of Doom and Mephisto, you're going to be able to probably do that, which is very smart of them.
I doubt they're allies either. Like I doubt.
Yeah, Mephisto, I don't think has allies.
That also, just the fact that he's made deals with people also straight up opens the fact that like Johnny Blaze exists.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So which is super cool as well.
The introduction of Mephisto, Ironheart aside, we will talk more about Ironheart, we promise. But like we said, Mephisto kind of took over everything because that has the most implications for the future. Makes Shadowheart or whatever.
Shadowheart is from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she was in there. But
God, what Blackheart. Thank you.
Blackheart. Yep.
And
everyone thought it was Blackheart was in the Nicolas Cage Ghost Riders,
which is in the comics. That's his son.
Right, and it also everyone thought that like Lady Death was Blackheart because she's like, I'm your Blackheart,
right?
Whatever like that, yeah. So,
but yeah, and then there you go. You brought up Lady Death. Potentially, this is my big question: what is real? What's not?
Just crossed her. Yeah,
Natalie's back, but not as AI, or is she able to affect the physical world and she still is AI? What is because at the end there, I was like, I saw her arm. She was taking the sacrifice. She had the hood over her iron suit.
Yeah, her suit. She has the hood with her.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
On top of the magic that was put in the suit, so she's got magic in the suit.
She can disappear now. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, that's what I'm like. The frustrating thing for me and the questions I had is like, she saw what it did to Parker.
Yeah,
she saw like the repercussions of it.
When she hugged Natalie, there was like a.
You think so?
I think I heard the sound effect, but I didn't catch it. But
okay,
I imagine it made a mark on her skin.
God, well, yeah. I mean, they showed the thing crawl up her arm.
Yeah. So
I'm like, did she really see everything that happened to Parker and really was like, sure, let's do that to me too? It tore apart all of his loved ones.
Yeah.
It's so that was where I'm like, I need to know what's going to go on from here, because at this point, as it ended, Ironheart / Riri Williams does not feel like a hero.
Yeah,
she feels like closer to the villain side than an anti-villain or anti-hero. She's there you go. She's an anti-villain, where it's just it's weird to me. Like, is she a Mephisto servant now? And
I mean, you have to think that she gave her soul to Mephisto, so like Mephisto probably owns her,
right? So
right?
Again, like, is she evil?
I don't know. I guess how I view it is like, okay, so with Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out, next year before Doomsday, which is pretty huge. That's actually dope because it's coming out before Doomsday. Rumored that Frank Castle's supposed to be in there, as well as like maybe Hulk, maybe a couple other people.
Sure.
But Hulk and Punisher are supposed to be in there. Punisher for sure has gotten a lot of smoke
Yeah.
lately that he's supposed to be in there. So by the end, if how I see it is like if you have an entire movie of Frank Castle chilling with Spider-Man, and I know another thing is like John Bernthal really want to work with Tom Holland again,
Yeah.
which he will be in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Crazy
I
how
believe it's
everybody
Christopher
seems to
Nolan.
get along with Tom Holland when they work with him.
Yeah, right. So by the end of that movie, Frank Castle wouldn't want to kill Spider-Man. Like he realized that, like, all right, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Like he's doing the right things. Like I know our ways are different, but like he's good. Like he's good, right? I can't say the same if Frank Castle spent the whole movie with Riri Williams. Like,
Right.
I feel like now at this point, if Riri Williams and him hung out for an entire movie, and she's got like Mephisto in her veins, and she's doing all this shady shit, Frank Castle will put her down.
Yeah,
Like
Frank's
he'd
gonna
be
try
like,
to kill her.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I think you got a point there with like, I don't know, man.
I have so many questions with her and where it went. Like, it's obviously there's the Hood and Zelma.
Right.
Another thing, it's
Oh,
like,
yes,
why would
another
you
thing.
accept
Parker? Yeah, Parker went to
Parker?
Selma, and he's got no magical abilities now, but he
Right.
knows that Selma has magical abilities. So
And he knows that you can, learn them. And since he's accessed it before, maybe he thinks he'll be able to access it elsewise, which he
Right.
probably will for story wise.
and if he's out of the deal with Mephisto, then like maybe whatever was controlling him or whatever was making those marks and stuff can assist him going
Sure.
forward. Without the deal with Mephisto. So
Yeah, I have so many questions, but I love that it's that open ended, especially because that was supposed to be the end of the phase. They say they're not going for phases anymore,
Right.
but like that would have been the end of phase 5. So to leave it with so many things open, a lot of unmentioned cut scenes and post credit scenes, leaving them all open like that. I think that's kind of cool because potential is what has kept Marvel going this long.
Right.
And we're going to get Mephisto, Doom, and Galactus.
Yeah, coming up. Yeah.
That's great because in the comics, like we said, not everything has to go back to the comics, but Mephisto is immortal. If you kill him, he revives on his home planet, his home base,
Sure.
his home. What's a good word?
Yeah.
Realm.
Yeah. Realm's fine. Yep.
And he has the same power level as Celestials and Galactus. He goes up 1v1 against a Celestial and wins. He goes up 1v1 on Galactus and it's a stalemate. He would have been able to wear out Galactus, but then Galactus threatens to eat his realm, to which then Mephisto surrenders. So basically,
Sure.
he's the same power level as some of the most powerful characters, beings.
Right.
Like Galactus, and I can't remember which Celestial it was that he witnessed. It wasn't like Bahamut or one of those, but it was.
Right.
But in the comics, yeah, he goes 1-on-1 with them. He has 2 children, or was it three children? Right, 2 sons and a daughter.
What? Hellstrom and Satana or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has
Hellstorm?
2 sons and a
Okay.
daughter.
Damon.
Mephisto. Because I know Blackheart's 1. That's his son.
I'd guess Damon, Hellstrom, and Satana.
If people are still listening, they're fine with this delay. If they're not listening, they wouldn't have listened to this part.
Yeah,
anyway.
here you go. Satana Hellstrom is a fictional character, demoness and sorceress in Marvel Comics. She's the daughter of the demon Mephisto and the sister of Damon Hellstrom.
Got it.
Satana, Damon, and Blackheart. Sure.
There you go. And then so like in the show, he said all those Forbes billionaires as well, and like different characters in the comics. He was apparently responsible for Hitler, Blackbeard, and Attila the Hun.
Okay, good.
He's also the creator of Ghost Rider. He poses as Satan.
Sure.
Yeah, and he holds the soul of Cynthia Von Doom, and then Doctor Strange frees her.
Sure.
So it's like he has connections to all these. In the comics, he's also he works for Thanos with the Infinity Gems, with eventual plans to have it work in his favor.
Sure.
It's just there's so many things that we get to see that I can't wait for, like Blackheart and Ghost Rider. You can't bring Mephisto in and
Right.
have Clea take Doctor Strange and not give us, and have us have
Right.
Elsa Bloodstone already and not give us Ghost Rider, Blackheart. I
The Dark
can't.
Dimension. Yeah.
The Midnight Suns. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna get the whole Midnight Suns, and it's gonna be amazing. But before that, before all these, we're gonna have, you know, RDJ come back. We're gonna have all these other crazy things, and Ironheart, I feel like, is going to play so much bigger of a role than I originally thought, because with all this magic in her that I did not expect for her to do, and making a deal with the villain,
Yeah.
she's got to get more attention from the other heroes than
Yeah.
she originally
Right.
would have.
Right. I don't know where she's gonna come up next, because everyone was kind of wondering like why Kamala or Kate Bishop or something didn't show up.
Yeah.
And
First of all,
I don't know.
Kamala is
Like,
above it at this point. Kamala is literally, she was almost in another dimension and then she was in space, like at Shield's new headquarters with
Right.
Nick Fury. She's not, I don't think she's showing up to this. So that's why I don't think Kamala showed up.
Right. Yeah.
I can see why somebody would want her to show up. I think it makes more sense to have with a Riri Williams, especially accepting a Mephisto deal. Seemingly, I think they purposely left that they left that open. That
I
could
don't
have
think
been a
you're gonna
vision
get
of
the-
potential, like showing Riri what her life could be like with Natalie back, or like what it would be like. It might not be real at all.
I don't think that being said, I don't think you're going to get the Young Avengers
No.
in Doomsday. I don't think you're going to get that. I think you're going to get Doomsday, and then I think you're going to get them. And then I think you're going to get them.
Sure.
I think they're going to be like, wow, the world almost ended. We need to do something. That's what I think.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
the world's going crazy. I think this is where we need to do something. So yeah, I think you can stick away from that, and you're already gonna have a pretty packed movie with Doomsday, right? Like you're gonna have
Yeah.
you're gonna have the Avengers, you're gonna have the X-Men, you're gonna have the Fantastic Four.
Robert
you're gonna
Downey
have three
Jr. is
different
going to pull
groups.
in probably Deadpool level money.
Yeah, you're gonna have these three different groups already, and then like other side of things, like with some of the possible like set photos, like there's gonna be like a evil, not an evil Sue Storm, but like a Sue Storm that is of Doctor Doom's world, and they
Sure.
already have a Franklin. I don't know how it's gonna work, but like I've seen a couple like not set photos, but like the
Behind
art,
the scenes stuff.
like the art,
Sure.
possibly
sure,
like
yeah.
possible art.
Storyboard.
Right. And so like that you could get you're like on top of getting the versions of the characters, you might also get evil versions of the characters. So it's just a packed movie already, and you don't want
Yeah.
to overdo it. So I think you just leave the Young Avengers out. You keep with those kind of three core groups. You've got our main Avengers, you've got the X-Men, and then you've got the Fantastic Four joining in. And on top of Avengers, you've got the new Avengers too. So like you've got plenty.
Yeah.
You don't need the youngins.
And while we're still, on it, I really don't have too much to say about the show beyond what we said last week. Besides, I really enjoyed it, and I would still probably give this a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Just like we gave it last week was around 7. I think
Yeah.
we got better, so 7.5, 8. Right around what we gave Daredevil, I would say.
Right. Yeah, I
Um,
think the Mephisto scenes, carry it higher
Yeah.
for
Yep.
me. Like I just think simply how well those shots were done. Like in just
sure.
in a diner setting, you had that much impact.
Yeah,
It's
and
pretty
showed that he
crazy.
travels so easily. They showed how easily he can manipulate his magic, how powerful they hinted at already. But one thing that we can't really speak on too well as, straight white males, but Simu Liu, when he came out with Shang-Chi, one of the things that stuck with me that he mentioned was that when he was growing up, at least when it came to Western movies, there was never anybody that, or shows, there was never ever anybody that looked like him.
Sure.
And I've seen multiple people make similar comments about Ironheart. It's awesome to see somebody that looks like me. I think that's huge. And to have such an intense character getting an upgrade for the MCU similar to multiple other female characters, I can't see the negative side of it. Like, it's one of those things, like, I might not like it. I might not like the change of the comics. Anything along those lines. I don't want this, whatever. I can't see anything they've done with her that I go, yeah, I wish she wasn't a character. I wish she didn't have a show.
Sure.
I really like that there's a lot of young black girls that are going to watch this show and have like a memorable character from when they were young that was received well, if you look at the reviews, not listen to the loud people, and is they say she's iconic. Like this show had iconic moments because most likely because
that was Mephisto's, like, I think that's what hooked her.
Right, exactly.
Too.
And I think
Because he brought her back to that.
It made it iconic. Like you said, the Mephisto coming in carried it up.
That means that he was listening the entire time.
Dude, everything.
That means that everything.
Just how much he cares and wants her should make people interested in like what makes her so special.
Just her. Imagine all the other people he's listening and watching.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It's crazy.
I love it. I think it's just so good. I can't wait to see where they take her next because I have so many questions.
Yeah, I mean, she just instantly, like, you put her in a Young Avengers team and she's like Young Avenger 2. Like, if behind Wiccan, behind Wiccan, like, she's Young Avenger 2. Like, you can't, she's got the tech plus the hood, like, plus the magic with the tech. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. The only problem I have with the entire show is that it's all just like where they chose to release it and how they released it. Like, you should have shortly followed up Black Panther 2 with this.
Yeah. And like we've said, the advertising for Fantastic Four is making people forget anything else exists.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's smart. Like, you're getting the first family back. Like, that's
and it's supposed to be the start of the next phase.
Yeah, and it's smart for Marvel to do this. Like, I agree with their decision to put everything into Fantastic Four, including recently they're putting fours in the sky. Like, they're doing smoke fours in the sky.
Yeah.
In places, which is crazy. But, like, 100% agree with Marvel's decision to do this. But I also think that, like, Ironheart was probably like the Flash for DC, where it was too far along to cancel it. Like, you put too much money into it, so you might as well, like,
and they clearly made some changes to upgrade its connections.
Right.
Like, were they going to bring in Mephisto into this connection before the Kang changes? Probably not.
I don't know. But you also got Ryan Coogler doing it.
Right, exactly.
And Ryan Coogler is probably one of your best directors, if not your best director right now. So, like, I don't know. I know we've talked about Ryan Coogler and, like, the Sinners thing and going to Blade, but, like, the fact that he's controlling Mephisto right now is huge for the implications of possibly getting the Midnight Suns and getting Ryan Coogler in that avenue, because like, he's got the big bad. Like, he knows what he wants to do with the big bad. So yeah, I just think that's the only problem I have, is that I think it should have been released closer to Black Panther 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also think you should have had, like, with it being at that point, at the, like, after Black Panther 2, you probably should have a little snippet as to, like, what to expect from the future. But, like, since you're doing it right now, you can kind of forget about, what's coming next for these characters for right now, because it's all the talk is on Fantastic Four. So that's the only issue I really had. Was obviously, I think all the Disney Plus shows need to be kind of stretched out and add, like, the filler. Like, we need more filler that, like, not like filler as in like wasted filler, but like
Quantity over, you don't necessarily mean you want just quantity.
right, yeah, like you need the quality of gaps between the entire story. Like if you would have had said this was 8 episodes or 9 episodes, like Daredevil Born Again, I think that's that sweet number, and we talk about that every time. But
6
yeah,
isn't enough.
right,
Yeah. And don't release 3 at a time. That's weird.
yeah. But I know they did that just to kind of push it. But yeah, that's my only problem with it. You know.
Yeah. I also wouldn't have minded. Obviously, budget exists, so you can't have everything you want. That's like kind of the hard part with creating
Budget had
anything.
to be pretty big for this, though. I mean, it had to be
Right.
pretty good for this.
But in terms of like, because cameos is more expensive than animation at this point,
sure,
it would have been awesome to get, instead of a Black Panther reference here and there, like her fake conversation with Shuri that felt,
for sure. Yeah.
it felt weird. It felt like that.
That's, I mean, also like that's what we were thinking though, too, right? Like, why did she just call Shuri up?
But
So I'm glad that they
exactly.
addressed that, because they probably thought that too.
I would have loved that conversation that she plays out in her head. That's too long. It was just too long of a scene for it to be hypothetical. If they actually had her call Shuri and have a conversation,
Letitia, right?
if they, but like, and then there you go. You have to have Letitia Wright. Even for one episode, your budget just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
We know the budget didn't go into advertising, so I'm not sure. I think a lot of the budget just went into
The FX. Yeah.
effects. Yeah.
The FX. Yeah.
Because a lot of the actors, even though they weren't huge names, they all did insanely well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, some of them were. I mean, you could say Dominique Thorne was the third biggest name in this show. Like Anthony Ramos and
he's huge. Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Like Anthony Ramos is on the hella rise, and
yeah,
and
they'll
Sacha Baron
both
Cohen's
continue
obviously.
to be. Just like I love each individual character is getting their shine in my algorithm. I've seen people talk about the woman who plays her mother. I've seen people talk about Zelma. I've seen people talk about Natalie. I've seen people talk about Anthony Ramos or Hood.
Right.
I've seen people talking about Joe. I've seen people talk. There's everybody has gotten their shine, which as an ensemble should just show you that it was a very good show. It might not be for everybody. I just think people should reflect a little bit more on what they truly don't like about it. I wish more people would form their opinions without having to listen to somebody else's opinion. Like,
for sure,
the people that listen to this, they might not, be large numbers, but the people that listen to this, I hope they already have an opinion before they listen to us. I would hate,
right,
especially on the things that we have been harsh on, like, Madam Web, everybody was, but like Black Widow, we were pretty harsh on.
Yeah, I mean, that was the harshest movie for us.
And I can't. There was a show that was fairly liked that I feel like we were kind of harsh on. But in all of those, I would hate to have our opinion make somebody go, you know what, you're right. I didn't like that. I would much rather have somebody look at it from their point of view, especially if they were already liked it and took in our other aspect of it and went, okay, I can see that. How can that now change my vision of it while still keeping my heart's opinion, like their original liking of it, keep that still intact? Because I feel like a lot of people go to somebody online that has similar viewpoints to them outside of Marvel, whether it's political or just their daily lives, whatever they find interesting. They find somebody who they find something in common. That person says something and they jump on it. And because it's the internet, they have to go hyperbolic with it. And something that's bad has to be horrible. Something can't just be bad or average. It either has to be incredible or terrible. Yeah. And I think people just jump on it, which I think people need to be kind of careful of, similar to like sports media.
I was going to say, we were talking about the Rudy Gobert trade, and that's very like, synonymous isn't the right word, but maybe synonymous with kind of this scenario, where like people were bashing the Rudy Gobert trade, and it turns out that we've had the best success the team has ever had, and he's got a major accolade, and so like you look at the show and you see Sacha Baron Cohen and Anthony Ramos, like in my mind, that's the best success that we could have had in the show
Mhm.
is like their performances. And then you got Dominique Thorne, which is just like growing in her own, like that's growing into her own role and her own character
Her
and
face is so
embodying that
expressive.
character.
She does a lot with her facial expressions.
You're right.
As
Also, shout
opposed
out
to
that
like
they let
Anthony
the fro
Ramos.
out. Like they let the fro out.
That was
too.
awesome. I love the
Yeah,
fro.
yeah. That's how she looks in the comic. That's more Riri Williams.
I loved when
fro.
her and Anthony were on the screen at the same time because of their different approaches to acting. She's so aggressive isn't the right term. Maybe extroverted in her facial expressions and her body language, even in the words she used. I don't know if that's how they wrote her on purpose, so she embodied that character a lot, but you knew what her character, I feel like, was thinking or going to do before she did it.
Right.
And then Anthony Ramos on the other aspect was like, he was Jaden McDaniels. He could have been the happiest guy in the world or I'm going to kill you. Either way, he was looking at you deadpan, and yet you still felt everything you needed to feel. So when they were both on the screen at the same time, seeing like a clash of differences combined with, I don't know, like you said, not synonymous, like synchrononymous, maybe.
Great word.
They worked so well together. Symbiotic.
There you go.
Symbiotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was everything about their dynamic was incredible. And also the side characters were great.
The Anthony Ramos. Okay, we'll talk about Joe in just a second. I know we said that we ain't got too much more to say, but like now we're going on tangents about different things, which is sweet. Anthony Ramos, when he was in like the room with the hood, like his hood room, and he was like, "Where are you? Like, talk to me or whatever." And he shows up and he tried to get in Mephisto's face, like, "You said you were gonna help me," and Mephisto just goes, "You watch her, you're talking to me," like, just goes all demon voice. And Anthony Ramos went from like pissed off, like, "You're gonna do this for me," to "Oh shit," like,
right. Which
like that was dope. He was like, "Oh," like at that point, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like
there is that scene.
Back up. Boy.
The fact that you brought that up was awesome because we talked about the similarities, the mirrors between this show and other projects that people talked about how I liked Iron Man for this, but I dislike Ironheart for this, when what she did you probably should like her. That scene with Anthony Ramos screaming in his room reminded me so much of the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin moment where he goes like angry to scared of this thing that it reminds me so much of. It feels like a metaphor almost for people with addiction problems. Like, he gets so mad.
Which he was. I mean, yeah, he had the addiction to the cloak.
Addicted to the hood. And he like embodied that perfectly with like getting angry at it because it wasn't giving him everything he wanted and he wasn't feeling that power in that moment. And then the physical manifestation of that addiction basically would be Mephisto gets in it. And then when that addiction kind of comes back, you cower and turn into like the real you that's like, okay, I'm at complete whims of my addiction, and then it gets like ripped away from him cold turkey and he can't handle it. Like it felt, I don't know if that was a purposeful mirroring, if that's just the way you
felt the fear, especially with like the what the voice spot, like the voice changing,
the distortion of it,
the distortion of Mephisto's voice, like where you had the demon come out a little bit. That was really cool touch.
Mm-hmm.
And
they picked a perfect person for this. I know he was always like a potential fan cast, but even without that fan cast, he's perfect for this role.
I mean, I thought it was perfect too. I mean, like we've talked about this too, how like humor goes into like drama, suspense, horror, like it goes really well with that. And like the fact that he kind of just like absorbed it, and like people who are so willing to like put their all into a performance, like even if you're like, all right, it's a superhero, like some people are very resentful to superhero worlds, Martin Scorsese, but like you just, I don't know, it's just both of those guys put their heart and soul into it. Like everyone in the show put their heart and soul into like their roles, and yeah, I'm very happy with how it turned out. Like, it was
Same.
awesome. Like, I was like, oh, Sacha Baron Cohen's playing Mephisto. They're like, who's that? And I was like, Borat. And they're like, what? Like, Borat's playing the Mephisto? And I was like, yeah, dude, he's fucking awesome. What
He's
do you mean?
done
Like,
everything.
it's so good. Yeah, he can do it all.
Man. I mean, when I think Sacha Baron Cohen, I know most people would say Borat or like
Yeah,
Talladega
Talladega
Nights.
Nights.
But
Right.
because my wife is
Ricky
obsessed with
Bobby.
musicals, I've seen
Bobby.
Les Mis multiple times, and
Sure.
he is in the opera Les Miserables, and
He's
that's
also in the
that's the role I think of.
the barber, one. Me and Felicia watched it. The Johnny Depp and I don't know. What
You
the
mean
name of
Edward
it is.
Scissorhands?
No, no. Keep going. Talk about Joe. Transition to Joe real quick.
Oh, I mean, I thought Joe was great. I didn't have too much about him besides that, like in the backstory, he said the response, "I'll never be far," would have pissed me off. I would have been like, "What the fuck does that mean?" In the beginning, where they're showing like when he's like, "Where do I go? How
Sweeney
do I
Todd.
find you?" Sweeney, got it. Yeah.
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Yeah, yeah. He's in that one too. So, I just want to we talking about cameos and stuff. This is the far stretch because we've been asking for Justin Hammer for God knows how long.
Yeah.
But if Justin Hammer approached Joe at the end of it, because Joe's like, I'm like, we'll be in touch or whatever. Like, we still have to settle this or
You mean
whatever. Like
Zeke?
that. Yeah, Zeke. Yeah, Joe McGillicuddy. Yeah, Zeke. Zeke Stain. But like, if Justin Hammer approached him and was like, "So you got some pretty good tech there, pretty cool tech there," something like that. That would have been my like ideal. Oh shit, Justin Hammer's still around. Like that would have been pretty cool for me.
Yeah,
Like,
that would have been awesome, and it includes one of the better actors currently, because Justin Hammer is the
dude from like Iron Man 2.
is that Sam Rockwell?
Yeah, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell is
He kicks ass.
yeah.
Too.
Him and Sacha Baron Cohen. We just talked, but Sam Rockwell is when you hear like actors in Hollywood talk about their favorite actors, it's always Sam Rockwell. So
Yeah.
bringing Justin Hammer in and making it Sam Rockwell would be amazing because more of
Yeah.
him, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of what you
And
think of when
it
you think
deals
actors,
with the
I think
tech,
Green
like
Mile
it-
with him.
Yeah. I think Galaxy Quest.
Oh, and Guy.
He plays Guy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we
man.
got the red thingy coming at the green thingy, and
I think so. Anthony Ramos, we said's on the way up, but the girl who plays Zelma, the past couple of days, Twitter is all about her.
her little rap vids.
Her rap videos,
Yeah.
the like attitude she showed, like the fact that she was a side character that stole scenes. She has magic, so there's potential of her. I mean, now that we know what she took with Hood, we know she's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
She's gonna.
They're thinking
she's
like a
also on
Strange
the rise.
Academy kind of thing. It's like the people are like, oh, what about Strange Academy, where you can get America Chavez and you can get Wiccan and you can get Zelma and you can get all these like young sorcerers together. And I was like, I mean, I guess
Somebody I
but-
followed debunked, like said why that wouldn't work, and I was like, oh yeah, they like kind of put a nail in that coffin pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that. It doesn't.
It's kind of like Young Avengers. At first, it seemed like it would make sense, but where they've gone now, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's not, and I don't think it's going to happen until after Doomsday, where it's like they can maybe be a small part of Secret Wars if they all get together.
I
kind
cannot
of, but
wait for some of these characters coming out. I cannot wait.
yeah,
Like we always say, this is content may not be made for you. It is so made for me.
I know.
This is
So
I
and then you get I forgot about Eyes of Wakanda too, like the
Yeah.
animated thing, Eyes of Wakanda, where like Iron Fist
you were
is
just
supposed
saying
to debut.
you were just speaking about fillers. Eyes of Wakanda
Yeah.
is a filler.
Yeah, and so like, but it's canon, it's MCU canon,
Right.
and it's animated, and like they're rumored to have Iron Fist, and if it's Lin Lee, like, oh man, but like there can be other Iron Fists. So like if Lin Lee
There
exists,
can
but then
be
also
only
Danny
one.
Rand exists, holy shit, I'm eating good.
Yeah, that's
Getting Mr. Fantastic and Iron Fist and back-to-back projects.
if I could sum up how I felt when I finished the finale of Ironheart, that would be it right there. We're eating good.
yeah,
Right there. That's it. Maybe that'll be the title of this video or it'll be on the thumbnail, but we're eating good. Screw you if you don't like it for the reasons that I keep hearing about. If you don't like it because you have legitimate complaints about it, that's okay. You don't have to like everything. I'm sure you'll like Fantastic Four. I'm sure you're the same type of person that probably isn't going to go see Superman because it's not Zack Snyder.
I was just going to say it's going to be a Zack Snyder thing.
Yeah. Like I'm sure the people that don't like Ironheart probably love Zack Snyder.
Someone will have to confirm this. I don't really know, but I saw something today that was like throughout the entirety of Henry Cavill's Superman tenure, he had 43 lines.
47, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
You are correct.
That's crazy. Listen, I love Henry Cavill just like the next person, but like David Corenswet is going to have the aura Superman's supposed to have.
So
man.
I agree that like I don't like the Zack Snyder Superman. That is not a lot of lines. But to be fair, Arnold Schwarzenegger had like 30 lines or less as Terminator. There are some major like main characters that didn't have a lot of lines. Superman is not one of those. They should not have very little lines.
Corenswet is gonna have the what Superman is, man.
My boss asked me about it today because he's not like super into superheroes, but he asked if I was like doing like any plans for the weekend or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see Superman. And he was like, so can you explain to me? What is that? Is that like a new Superman? What is that? And I knew he was trying to get like, is it a universe? All that. I got to explain it to him. I was on the clock the whole time, so it was great.
Hell yeah! Oh yeah.
You're
like, this is brand new shit. Don't remember any of it. Don't remember any of it.
I told him, don't care about anything that's happened. Peacemaker is the only thing that's going to be canon, but even then, you're not supposed to take the whole thing as canon. Yeah. I told him that James Gunn is basically Kevin Feige for the DC, which then I explained Kevin Feige's been with Marvel since like 89.
Yeah, Kevin Feige worked on like X2 and
he was on X1.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
He was on the first
Spider-Man.
X-Men.
Right. So
he's been there forever. And I've told him that like that's James Gunn's thing now.
Peter Safran, but James Gunn's making all the real decisions. I think Peter Safran's kind of like the business side, and James Gunn's like the creative side.
I basically told my boss what I mentioned earlier: don't listen to people online.
Yeah,
because people online hate James Gunn.
As Guy Gardner is cool as fuck. Like it is dope. It is so good. It's gonna be my favorite part.
And that middle finger that people keep talking about with the middle finger for the Green Lantern or whatever, it's stupid.
It's supposed to be a construct from the ring. Shut up.
Like seriously, shut up. You are looking for reasons to hate these things when if you just sat back and enjoyed certain things. I've said that to somebody before where he was like, I can't do that. Like I can't do that. They're not doing it correct. So how am I? That's like telling me I have to just be okay with somebody committing a crime. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. But okay, if you feel that way, you're already too far gone. There's nothing I can help you.
The comic universe is different than the live action universe.
When Riri landed on the sign and it said "ouch," I laughed.
Yeah,
and I didn't laugh out loud. It was like Like it was not like a hard laugh. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is hysterical. No, it was, I'm watching a comic book show.
Right.
That's okay. Like if Deadpool would have done that, people would have said it was the funniest thing ever. If Mephisto showed up in Daredevil or a show led by a man, people would say it was the best reveal since ever in MCU. But because this happened in a black female-led show, people are gonna hate on it because because the ouch happened in this show. People are gonna hate on it. But if that happened, like I said in Deadpool, it was this is hilarious, fourth wall break. She-Hulk does a fourth wall break, terrible. Deadpool does a fourth wall break, innovative. It's
awesome.
And again, those same people that hated She-Hulk for the same reasons they love Deadpool probably love Zack Snyder.
She-Hulk's twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. That's so dumb. LOL, did you see the Deadpool bye 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 dance?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And all for some reason, all those guys love Zack Snyder and they want to buy Bitcoin. They all have very similar personalities. Which again, if you're one of those people, good for you. If you didn't like Ironheart,
funniest things where someone showed Mr. Terrific like from the Superman thing, and then they showed the comic version of Mr. Terrific, and they're like such a downgrade, and it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same costume. It looks exactly the same. I don't understand. And they're like, what a downgrade. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Or Nathan Fillion looking like ridiculous. And it's like, look up Guy Gardner, man.
He looks ridiculous.
Guy Gardner would never act like this, where it straight up shows him mooning someone, like in the comics. Like, ridiculous, man. I'm so jacked.
And
so jacked.
Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is way different than the comics.
Yeah.
People love it.
Yeah.
Deadpool, it's supposed to have a raspy voice that sounds painful all the time. They reference it in the comics regularly. Now, when people think Deadpool, they think Ryan Reynolds' regular voice.
Exactly.
Just
even
like changes are fine. Changes okay.
There was a small animated one where Neil Patrick Harris voiced Deadpool for like a small animated thing. It got canceled. But he tried to sound like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like he tried to sound like Ryan Reynolds in that. So
when really like
Harris is
they reference in the comics, he's supposed to have a voice. Like he's supposed to have it paint, but nobody wants to hear that. Similar to how nobody wants it to be exactly like the comics because it's a different form of media you're consuming.
Yeah.
It has to be more entertainment. Like,
and it's a different world. It's
yeah.
a different universe.
I've listened to chefs from the Food Network talk about how the show that they put out is not the show that it was when it was written down. Not just because of changes, but because you have to make it a consumable product for a viewer. I want it to be more educational because I'm more interested in the food. That's what like a chef thinks.
Sure.
But then like the person who
Make
like the purist wants the comic book to be like ripped from the comics, look like the comics, sound like the comics, storyline straight from the comics, zero originality in the movie creation process, just slap it on the movie. That's what those people want. But then there's the general public, there's the young audience that you have to try to always keep. Like the young audience loved Miss Marvel and loved Ironheart and like Agatha.
Miss Marvel is the highest rated Disney Plus project.
Exactly.
Ever.
They have to
98%.
target the young people. So those purists that read the comics back in the 70s, 80s or whatever, it's not going to be that way because they have to change it to keep it entertaining and consumable. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times those changes are great. And like we mentioned, it's a new, different universe. This is not the comic book universe. That's why Riri Williams has a fucking hood and is working for Mephisto, and she's probably not like a hero at this point, and I love it. So cool. And is Natalie alive? I don't know. Is she just her soul there because
Mephisto's soul? Yeah.
Because he can't really take it from Lady Death. What's gonna happen? Who knows?
Yeah. Right.
Well, we're almost to an hour. We should probably wrap things up.
Yeah, for sure.
7.5, 8 is what I give it. I think it's amazing. Go ahead and tell us what you think about this, but if it's anything like last week's episode, I'm probably going to have to turn comments off or something because I had to report comments for the first time ever. Because people called us slurs for glazing Disney.
Which we have no problem. Call me a slur. It's just going to get me going, honestly.
Yeah,
so,
but using slurs to talk about people like Dominique Thorne in your comments, I will report your comment. But anyway, for those of you that are not going to use slurs, you all look great today. We'll see you again. Next week's episode is a Superman review. Yeah.
GG. I'm very excited for that. GG.
GG.
Penis.
3, 2,
Stop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stop. Okay.